in Southern California. Welcome home, guys. Ready to get this thing started? To our new freshmen and other potential students, welcome to the best school in California. Welcome home to you guys. As we acknowledge year 10, we want to just take a moment and recognize what we call our original ramp. Those who opened the doors, those who painted the walls, did all the construction. We'll take one quick moment and recognize them. In doing so, I'm going to have our original USB officer, Aaron Moran, recognized. Thank you guys so much.
Good evening. It is my great honor to be up here on behalf of the original OG staff members, as we are called. Well, it dates back to over 10 years ago when a group of individuals got together to form a vision that would revolutionize what a high school would look like. At Mesa, we have always had a strong sense of purpose, and we have known from day one that in order to create the world's greatest high school, we must begin with the end in mind, and that is exactly what we do here today. We pursue our passion, and we leave our legacy. Looking around Mesa today, I feel an enormous sense of pride and gratitude for not only the school we have created, but more importantly, the lives that we have touched. Mesa is a special place. Right from the beginning, we have shown a toughness and a spirit that has been unmatched. We have overcome numerous obstacles, hardships, and through blood, sweat, and tears, we have proven we are strong, we are fierce, and we are a force to be reckoned with, because we are. To all our family, whether you have been here for a day or 10 years, you are the reason Mesa is a place people want to be. You are the reason we are so special. You are the reason we are the world's greatest high school. I would like to take this moment to recognize and honor those who first took a leap of faith and joined Mesa on our very first day back in August 2009. When you are called, please come on up. We have a little token of our appreciation. I can't start without first introducing this lady. To our Mama Ram, Mrs. Mary Walters. Miss Martina Beach Hedges, Miss Adriana Alarcon, Miss Erica Bennett, Mr. Bill Bree, Mr. Ken Volterra, Brandon Bailey, Mr. Aaron Ballou, Miss Patricia Field, Mr. Anthony Blount, Miss Patricia Brown, Brian Brush, Mrs. Mary Vine Kelly, Mr. Stephen Chavez, Stephen Chitterow, Mr. De La Paul, Miss Evelyn, Mr. Estrada, Mr. Fujioka, Miss Garcia Bolson, Mr. Garvin, Mr. Gergens, Miss Denise Guzman, Mr. Halligus, Coach Ham, Miss Jarvie, Mr. Johnson, Miss Keith, Mrs. Crow, Mr. LaRosigno, Miss Lynn, Miss Warren, Mr. Mattis, who is in our thoughts, Miss McCullough, Mr. Mosiello, Miss Mulhauser, Miss Oslin, Mr. Plantier, Mr. Ryan, Mr. Santiago, Miss Schultz, Mrs. Stone, Mr. Stowe, Mr. Temple, Miss Thunstrom, Mr. Trainer, Mr. Buckner, Miss Yang, Mrs. Kuzak, Miss Duffy, Mrs. Garzanelli, Miss Robbins, Miss Sajak, Mrs. Rowland, Coach Schaefer, and Mr. Kim. Also, yes, this lady could have been introduced right up front as well. And this school would not be possible for Mrs. Cohen. Please come on up. Miss Lemus, Miss Carr, Miss Isabel, who we miss dearly, Miss Rivera, Miss Beekler, Mr. Sharp, Miss Kruger, Miss Hernandez, Miss Ann Baker, Miss Clisol, and you gotta come up here. Double duties, activities, and athletics, this woman ran. Miss Johnson, Miss Webster, Miss Henry, Miss Pulley, Miss Chance, Miss Kirstein, Miss Terabelda, Mr. Rouse, Coach Rouse, Miss Van Ripper, Miss Sanchez, Miss Schmidt, Miss Satt, and Miss Nethercutt. Please congratulate our classified and our certificated staff. Next, and Coach, you have to have a special recognition. And Coach Tony Romero is going to be busy on the field tonight. This would not be possible also with the dedication and so many hours. I'd like to introduce our superintendent, Mr. Pat Kelly. Board members, Mr. Ken Dixon, Miss Linda Lunn. This next individual, I can't tell you how many hours that he has spent with us at the beginning and through the opening. Mr. Bill Oleen. And I'd like to recognize a special individual, Mr. Britt Reese. He was an amazing man who is no longer with us, but I know he is with us in spirit and smiling down. He would be so proud of everything that we've accomplished. So, thank you so much, parents, for being here tonight, and friends in the community for coming out.
Awesome. And obviously, we started and ended with our original USB officer, Miss Erin Moran. Real quick, before they exit the field, yes, we just recognized 10 years, our original Rams. But more important than tonight is our opportunity to say thank you. This really isn't a celebration more than it is a thank you to so many different people that helped Mesa become so great and find its own and find its way. So for me, for our originals Rams, obviously we say thank you. And how do you do that appropriately? We have so many coaches that done so much, extra hours, working with our kids. We have a student body. How do they say thank you to their parents who sacrificed so much for them to be able to come to such a great place, a great school? So as the athletic director, I was asking myself, how do I do that appropriately? And I did what most teachers do. I'm going to call on a student to say thank you for us. I called our senior, Miss Angel Hudak. Yeah.
Sincere, unscripted, unwritten, for all that you've given, forgiven, undriven. I wanna be better than I was, better than I am, so I say, all I'm trying to say is I thank you. Thank you. All I'm trying to say is I thank you. thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you for watching me walk across the stage, for walking me through my heartbreaks. Thanks for the love every step of the way. With no support, it wouldn't be as great. Thank you for making me stronger than most, for taking it beyond my clothes. Thank you for raising your glass when I'm toast. All I gotta say is I thank you. Yeah, yeah. I thank you. All I gotta say is I thank you. I thank you. All I gotta say is I thank you. All I got to say, all I got to say.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much. We are now going to go ahead and get ready for the national anthem. So our originals and alumni, go ahead and make your way right over there. Right behind you.
Wait, you want me to get the band? Okay. Oh, I got rock. I know. I hear. I'm not.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as the Murrieta Mesa NJROTC present our nation's colors.
Yes, sir.
And now performing our national anthem is the Murrieta Mesa Marching Emerald Regiment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ram Stadium here on the campus of Murrieta Mesa High School as we celebrate 10 years of Mesa High School. Tonight's game features the visiting Eagles from Etiwanda High School, who come in with a record of 1-0 after their shutout victory last week over Summit, versus your Murrieta Mesa Rams, who comes in with a record of no wins, no losses, as this will be their first game. Joining me tonight is my broadcast partner, JP Saar. JP, what do you think about tonight?
Thank you so much, Mark. I am excited to be here. The first ever broadcast for the Mesa Rams football team. We will be doing this all year long. This Mesa Rams team coming off a semifinal CIF playoff berth last year. They got knocked out to the team that ended up going on to win the championship. And they are looking for another strong showing this year as well.
Taking the field currently is the Etiwanda Eagles. They are under the direction of head coach Kevin Davis in his 7th year as their head coach. They are from the Baseline League, CIS Southern Section Division 3, so they should match up quite nicely with us. As JP stated earlier, they are the team that lost to Downey, who eventually lost to Cajon, who we lost to in the CIF Division 4 semifinals. Both teams were moved up as a result of those records.
Yeah, this is going to be a real good game. 2 teams from CIF Division 3. Mesa ranked number 6 preseason poll, and Etiwanda is ranked number 10. So we got a battle of 2 top 10 Division 3 teams. Etiwanda had a almost preseason game, week 0 game. They shut out Summit High School 34-0. So they had their own little preseason action. Mesa had a scrimmage last weekend. I was in attendance for that one. And they were working out some kinks, and I think it's going to help them here tonight.
I agree. We're getting ready to have the Rams take the field. What you did miss is the coin toss. Etiwanda won the coin toss and is elected to receive their opening kickoff and defend the west end of the stadium. You can feel the excitement building as we get ready for some high school football right here at Murrieta Mesa High School. And here come the Rams. Captains for tonight's game for Etiwanda was Jacob Hillstock, number 5, Jerome Wilson Jr., number 7, number 54, Kendall Henderson, and number 80, Zachary Bitterman. Captains for Mesa were number 66, Nathan Oriano, number 2, Chad Ortega, number 8, Colin Layton, and number 7, Austin Cochran. Etiwanda has elected to receive the opening kickoff. Rams will defend the eastern side of the stadium. Here are the starters for each team. For Etiwanda, left tackle, a senior number 69, Evan Bannis. At left guard, a junior number 73, Ethan Hayes. At center, number 75, junior Christian Durin. At right guard, a senior number 78, Daniel Polito. At right tackle, a junior number 72, Jaden Jolivet. At tight end, a senior number 87, Christian Gonzalez. At wide receiver, a senior number 80, Zachary Bitterman. At wide receiver, a senior number 6, Malachi Williams. Wide receiver number 8, Aaron Williams. Wide receiver number 11, Devontae Dillard. Running back is number 5, senior Jacob Hillstock. And the quarterback is number 18, Brandon Patterson. Kicking off for Mesa, number 17, Benjamin Isaacson. Penalty markers on the play.
false start against Mesa. Those are the kind of penalties that drive your coach crazy. You got to eliminate those. The first play of the 2018 season, you got to tighten it up. Get the early nerves out of the way, I guess. Yep.
Finally get to hit somebody in a different color.
Yep.
So I guess they're a little amped up to go.
Are they kicking off again?
So we'll tee it up and do it again after the 5-yard penalty. Isaacson will be kicking off from the 35-yard line. Little pooch kick. Fielded and a knee taken by number 80. Etiwanda, Zachary Bitterman.
So Etiwanda starting at the 36-yard line. The player to look out for Etiwanda is their senior running back, Jacob Hillstock. He was the player of the week last week in their opening game, 149 yards and 1 touchdown. He led the team last year, and he is one of their captains, so look out for him. Etiwanda is also led by their sophomore quarterback, Brandon Patterson. He's the only sophomore in the entire 22 starting lineup.
Bitterman with the carry. Pushed out of bounds by Mesa's number 5, Tyler Martin. After a gain of 8, brings up second down and 2 from the Etiwanda 45-yard line. Setting the defense for Mesa at defensive end, a senior number 18, Adrian Sanchez. At defensive tackle, a senior number 72, Keon Bars. At defensive tackle, a junior number 99, Ari Collins. Defensive end, senior number 55, Eric Reyna. At linebacker, a senior number 33, Diego Rodriguez. At the middle linebacker spot, senior number 42, Ethan Minder. At linebacker, senior number 8, Colin Layton. Cornerbacks are number 2, Chad Ortega, and cornerback number 3, Ethan Suavenegas. Strong safety is junior number 5, Tyler Martin, and the free safety is number 25, Jacob Zinn.
We're seeing Hillstock
takes the ball down to the, sorry about that.
No, you're good. Seeing Hillstock being used a lot here early on. They are giving him the ball behind their 271-pound average line. Very big offensive line.
And Patterson is sacked on the play by number 8, Colin Layton. Loss of 7 on the play. Brings up second down and 17 for the Eagles from the 35-yard line from Mesa.
Etiwanda going hurry up, but when I was here last week watching the scrimmage, the Mesa's defense prides themselves on getting pressure back there quick. We saw it there on that sack. Their defensive line is mean, and they are ready to get back to the backfield. They got that tackle for loss, forced a second down, and we got 3rd and long, and that's what Mesa's defense is going to pride themselves on, is getting in the backfield quick with their defensive line.
Yeah, Hillstock looks like he's come to play as well. He had 149 yards last weekend, a touchdown against Summit. And obviously, when you're averaging about 5 yards a carry, Patterson back to pass, throws it to number 80. Zachary Bitterman tackled immediately. But number 8, Colin Layton, 18, Aiden Sanchez on the tackle. Brings up 4th down and 9 for the Eagles from the 27-yard line of Mesa. Eagles appear that they are going to go for it on 4th down.
I like this move by Coach Davis early on, establishing the tone, saying Etiwanda's here to bring it to Mesa at their home field. We're going to bring it to you guys. You better be ready. 4th and 9. Here we go.
Timeout on the field called by Etiwanda. That's their first charge timeout of the first half. So let's introduce you to a little bit about the teams here. JP, you want to cover Etiwanda and cover a couple things here, and then I'll cover Mesa a little bit later?
Yep. Etiwanda, like I said like you said earlier, lost in the first round of CIF last year. They were Division 4, just like Mesa. They're two very similar teams that we're seeing here tonight. They ended up losing to Downey, who was the Division 4 runner-up. Both teams moved up a division. Etiwanda is in the baseline division alongside teams of Upland, Rancho Cucamonga, Damien, Los Osos, and Chino Hills.
That is one tough division.
Yep.
When I was talking to Coach Davis during the week, he said that it ranks as one of the top 10 divisions in the United States as far as how tough that league is. Pass intended for Bitterman was broken up on the play by number 2, Chad Ortega. And the Eagles will turn the ball over on downs. Mesa will take over 1st and 10.
What a great play by Venegas. Just crashed in there, broke up the pass, almost got the interception, but it was 4th down, so the incompletion was even better for Mesa. Very aggressive play. And that's what we didn't see in the scrimmage a lot. The defensive backs looked a little tentative last week. Really looking aggressive here early on. The passing plays, they've been jumping on the routes.
Rams are in the direction of senior quarterback number 7, Austin Cochran. And they have a freshman starting in the backfield. Pass complete. Pass was complete to Morris, junior receiver. Number 21, Antonio January with the carry on that one.
Jerome Wilson on a stop for the Eagles. It's a 3rd and 2.
Tackle from Etiwanda was made by number 7, Jerome Wilson Jr. Brings up 3rd down and 2 for the Mesa Rams. Cochran back to pass. Throws broken up by number 54, Kendall Henderson. Brings up 4th down and 2 for Murrieta Mesa.
Mason making a smart choice, punting early on. Morris looked like he wanted a flag there. I thought the defensive back might have got there a little bit early. Referee did not see the same way. No call, but a good throw by Cochran.
Coming into punt for Mesa, number 9, Ryan O'Brien. Back deep to receive is number 2, Dalen Wilson for the Eagles. Punts away. And muffed and recovered by Mesa. Dalen Wilson muffed the punt, and it was recovered by number 3, Ethan Suavenegas at the Etiwanda 30-yard line. Mesa takes over 1st and 10.
Those are the mistakes you cannot afford to make as a road team. You can't let the crowd get into it early on. And that is a huge momentum swinger right there. Looks like a 3-and-out for Mesa. They punt it down, turnover on downs right at the 30-yard line. They're looking good, looking to score here.
That's a 60-yard pass. I mean, it's basically the equivalent of it, right? Cochran back to pass in. Tipped by 3 Etiwanda Eagles. Initially by number 4, Marshall Murphy.
Murphy had that. He came in, hit him right in the hands. He couldn't have asked for an easier interception.
The only thing it could have been better is if it was gift wrapped, because he should have had that all day long, right? His feet were thinking before his hands were.
I think Cochran and his receiver were a little off communication there.
Cochran on the quarterback keeper. Stood up at the 28-yard line and driven back to the 30-yard line. Tackle was by number 44, Brazon Brown, and the assist to number 4, Marshall Murphy. Brings up 3rd down and 8. Cochran in the shotgun position. Desmond Jackson flanked him to his right. Pass intended for number 1. Damian Thompson falls incomplete. Coverage on the play provided by number 21, Mario Minor for Etiwanda. Brings a 4th down and 8. And It looks like we are going to go for it on fourth down.
Yep, going for it on fourth down. Look for Thompson out there on the far side of the field again. 6'5" junior. In the scrimmage, they were targeting him, just throwing up lobs for him. So much taller than some of the defensive backs that are trying to guard him.
And Cochran is sacked on the play by number 59, Caleb Edwards. So both teams have had a possession and turned the ball over on downs, throw in a muffed punt turnover in the mix. And it's pretty much cold serve. Etiwanda takes the field for their second possession. Yeah. Hillstock on the carry. Tackled on the play by number 18, Adrian Sanchez. Gain of 4 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 6 from the Etiwanda 36-yard line. Patterson hands the ball off. Hillstock, minimal gain of 1. Late on the stop for Mason. Brings up 3rd and 5 for the Eagles. They don't ask Patterson to throw much, but he's effective when he does. That pass intended for Jacob Hillstock out of the backfield falls incomplete.
Keon Bars with the pressure there completely disrupted that play, made Patterson throw it quicker than he would like, and he overthrew his running back going on the wheel route there.
Keon has that ability.
Yeah, Keon can scare somebody like that.
Coming into punt for Etiwanda's Vicente Garcia. Anthony January back deep to receive for Mesa. Oh,
And a great jump.
Punt was partially blocked. Colin Layton with the partial block. That's why there was no interference or roughing the kicker, running into the kicker.
Layton timed that snap perfectly. Almost was offsides. I thought he might have been.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get flagged for it too.
Just got straight through the line right away and then broke through the emergency protection and was able to get a hand on that.
The levee had some leaks in that one, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Layton is definitely...
Mason takes over 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, Patterson's in for a lot of trouble tonight between Keon Bars and Layton. They're going to be coming at him all night long.
Desmond Jackson, the ball carrier. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage for a loss on the play. Tackled by Brazon Brown in the backfield, loss of 1 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 11 from the Mesa 40-yard line. Pass intended for Antonio January, and he is tattooed.
Yeah, tough to hold on to a ball. That when someone's throwing.
Mario Minor got him good. That's where your quarterback's got to look out for you a little bit and say, yeah, that was the call, but I saw what you didn't see.
Yep.
That's the freshman, Desmond Jackson, on the carry. He is an exciting young man to watch. And we'll see how he does.
Absolutely, the freshman in the starting varsity lineup. He's just so shifty, and he's very patient. Runs kind of like Le'Veon Bell, where he's able to wait and find the hole, and then he goes right into it and cracks it down, and is just already 5 yards down the field.
Exactly. Coming into punt number 9, Ryan O'Brien back deep. Dalen Wilson, he'll try to not muff the second punt from Mesa. Punts away. Sky high. Not a lot of depth. Hits at the 30. Kicks out of bounds around the 25. Etiwanda will take over for their third possession at roughly the 28, 29-yard line. So, JP, first thoughts. We're 10 minutes in. What do you think so far?
We're seeing some back and forth. Teams are feeling each other out. And I think the matchup of the game to watch is this offensive line on Etiwanda against the defensive line of Mesa. Can Keon Bars and Layton get back there and get to Hillstock and get to Patterson and create some pressure and create some trouble? That's when Etiwanda is so successful, is when they're able to get what they want running the ball.
Oh, Hillstock tackled in the backfield by Diego Rodriguez on the tackle. He read that perfectly. Perfectly timed blitz. No gain on the play. Brings up second down. Correction, there was a penalty marker on the play. Did you see the call? I didn't see the call.
Did not see the referee motion the call.
So looks like it's a 10-yard penalty, so it'll come with an automatic first down for Etiwanda.
Penalty on the Rams, first down, Eagles from their own 40.
I do apologize. We did not catch the call of the infraction on Mesa. But it'll be first down 10 for Etiwanda from their own 40-yard line. Patterson scrambles, pressure, throws it intended for their Malachi Williams. Falls incomplete. Covered on the play by Ethan Sue of the Negus. Second down 10 coming up for the Eagles. Etiwanda sends up with the single back in Hillstock. Behind Patterson, they give it to Hillstock. And he's tackled after a gain of about 3 yards.
Perfect play by Moore in there. Kept his arms extended on the offensive lineman, was able to see where the running back was coming, reached out his arm and tripped him up. Beautiful play, textbook defensive line.
The tackle was made by number 43, Anthony Moran, with the tackle. Patterson back, throws, and caught. Caught by number 8, Zachary Bitterman with the reception. Good for 14 yards and a first down for the Eagles into Mesa territory at the Mesa 45. Patterson sets. Hillstock behind him. Rolls to the right. Throws long. Adjusted in the air and caught by number 11, Devontae Dillard. So the designed rollout works for 32 yards down to the Mesa 15-yard line.
So a couple big plays there for the Eagles. We're seeing Patterson get the time he needs in the backfield. Mesa has not gotten the pressure on him in the last 2 plays. His favorite target, Bitterman, is a tough cover as well and had a nice little toe-tapping catch along the sideline. But Mesa's going to have to get to Patterson.
Exactly. Hillstock to carry. Tackled on the play by Ethan Minder. Loss of 2 on the play. Brings up second and 12 for Etiwanda from the Mesa 17, 18-yard line. Patterson back. Touchdown called by the referee. Touchdown to Malachi Williams for the touchdown. Patterson's 20, 17-yard play for the touchdown in the near corner. Coming in for the extra point try, Vicente Garcia out of the hold of Zachary Bitterman.
Number 17 is Vicente Garcia back for the extra point.
I think we both missed that camera-wise and broadcasting purpose. Working out the kinks here, folks. Extra point looks like it's up, and it is good. And with 3 minutes, 32 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Etiwanda Eagles 7, your Mira Mesa Rams 0. Kicking off for Etiwanda. Vicente Garcia back deep to receive for Mesa. Antonio January. Garcia's kick takes him to the 8-yard line. January moves to the right, gets a block, cuts back in, gets a second block. Refuses to go down, but finally concedes at the 23-yard line. Mesa will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line.
The offense is going to need a long drive here. The defense immediately came over to the sideline. They looked pretty gassed, and they're getting a talking to right along the bench. So this offense, they're going to need to run the ball a little bit. Trust Jackson. Have him get you a couple first downs. Build a long drive. Get your defense some rest, and that's how Mesa's going to get back into this ball game.
Yeah, Cochran needs to show his senior leadership and drive him right down the field and answer that score. Desmond Jackson with the carry.
Number 28, Desmond Jackson, get on the carry.
Tackled on the play by Brazon Brown for Etiwanda after no gain on the play. They'll call it no gain. Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Rams. Cochran's pass complete. Damian Thompson with the reception. Tackled on the play by Mario Minor. Gain of 8 on the play brings up 3rd and 2 for Mesa. We need a big 3rd down conversion, JP. Jackson with the carry. Smacked immediately at the 31-yard line by Kendall Henderson for the Eagles. Coming in the punt, Ryan O'Brien back deep for Etiwanda. Dalen Wilson. Well, we didn't get the answer we were looking for, but still got 3 quarters of football to play. Punts away. Wilson fields it and cuts to his left. Cuts it. And he is gone. 10-5. Touchdown. Eagles. No markers. Dalen Wilson with the 70-yard punt return for the touchdown. Got some key blocks along the way and takes it the distance. And that'll put Etiwanda up 13-0, extra point pending.
That is one way to redeem yourself from muffing a punt. Dalen Wilson,
Right?
absolutely electric. Beat the first few tacklers, got around the corner, and then he had blockers for days. He was able to take that one all the way to the house.
Usually you see that kind of speed from a receiver, but not from a defensive back like he is. Well, definitely Etiwanda came to play. I was talking to Coach Davis this weekend. We're going to treat this like a playoff game since they're both in Division 3. Obviously, both were in Division 4 last year and made CIF Southern Section Division 4 playoffs. And they have made the trip down from Etiwanda, and they are ready to play. With 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Etiwanda now leads 14, your Mesa Rams 0. Kicking off for Etiwanda after the touchdown. Vicente Garcia back deep for Mesa Antonio January. January from the 5, muffs it initially, moves to his right, cuts it upfield, and gets hit initially by Isaiah Brooks Brown. Penalty marker on the return. Penalty markers on the return usually don't favor the team that received the ball. Once again, fans, we want to thank you for joining us, the Murrieta Mesa Athletics page, as we present the Etiwanda Eagles taking on the Mesa Rams, celebrating 10 years of Mesa High School. Penalty against Mesa was chop block. For those that don't know what that is, JP, would you care to enlighten them?
Chop blocks when a offending player goes below the knees and cuts a player's legs out from under them. Yep, Dalen Wilson got there a little bit early. It's going to be pass interference against him. 15-yard penalty for a first down for Mesa. Great throw by Cochran, though.
It was
Put it right on the money.
It's one of those passes that if it just that extra inch, if he'd got it over the top and dropped it into the breadbasket, January would have been gone.
The referees had a little discussion about it, but the call will stand. Pass interference against Dalen Wilson. It was very close. Dalen Wilson got there very close. It was almost a beautiful defensive play, but a little bit early and wasn't looking back towards the ball.
Exactly. Penalty moves the ball to the 21-yard line. The result of the penalty is good for a first down for Mesa. Cochran back to throw. Throws again. Caught by Damian Thompson and almost got away. Tackle on the play by Muriel Miner. And that is good for an 11, 12 yards and another Mesa Rams first down at their own 33-yard line. Cochran seems to be getting his groove as he hands the ball off to Desmond Jackson. Tackled by a flock of Eagles, led by Kendall Henderson, coming off the bottom of the pile. Also down there, Jacob Smith. Gain of 2 on the play. Brings up second down and 8 from the 35.
Jackson's having a tough time running inside when you got players like Jacob Smith, 6'3", 280. Not a lot of room inside.
Jackson the carry again. Tackled
That's-
on the play by Sevi Watson.
That's what Jackson's going to have to do. He's going to have to go outside there. He immediately goes outside, gets about 5 yards. It's not going to work going inside. Etiwanda's got the bigger defensive line. They got the more powerful line. They are clogging the middle. Jackson's going to have to take it outside and use his speed and
Make the
agility.
big guys run a little bit.
Yep.
As we wind down the first quarter, officially one in the books for 2018 Mesa football. And the score is the Etiwanda Eagles 14, the Murrieta Mesa Rams 0.
Please come to the announcer's booth. If you've lost your keys in the women's bathroom, please come to the announcer's booth.
Well, first quarter scorecard grades. What do you got here, JP?
Mesa offense are doing what they can, trying to bite off a little bit, taking what the defense is going to give them, but they're going to need to build longer drives. The defense has been unable to rest, and they've allowed some big plays to the Etiwanda offense. You can't win games when you're allowing as many big plays as Etiwanda's have.
I agree. The third down and 2 for Mesa as we start the second quarter. January in motion. Cochran sets, throws, tucks it under, and is going to run for it. Makes a move and is tackled by Mario Minor, but not before he gets 7 yards and a Mesa Ram first down at the 47-yard line of Mesa. Cochran did a really good job of adjusting and reading the defense and taking what he could get.
That's what impresses me about Cochran is he's very smart. When they were having the quarterback competition in the off seasons, that's what separated him from the other guys. He just always had an instinct for the right decision.
Correct. Put your team in the best opportunity to be successful. Penalty marker on the play.
Etiwanda jumped off sides.
Encroachment called against Etiwanda, moves the ball to the 47-yard line of Etiwanda, and the Rams are on the move. I was almost going to say that the end of the first quarter came at an inopportune time because they had a little bit of momentum, but it looks like that hasn't hurt them. Cochran hands the ball off to Antonio January, who fights and claws for 7 yards, brings up second down and 3 from the 44-yard line.
Smart play calling by Coach Turner. When the other team's got some bigger nose tackles, some bigger inside defensive tackles, you do some misdirection plays and you get them going the wrong way. We've seen him call those in the past. Saw him in the scrimmage last week. He's doing a great job play calling and playing to his opponent.
And you can see them making the adjustments on this drive. Cochran's pass. Complete to Andrew Morris. Cochran set, hands the ball off to Jackson, off right tackle, and he's met by a host of Eagles. Gain of 1 on the play brings up 2nd down and 9 for Mesa from the 36-yard line.
2nd and 9, Mesa.
Cochran sets. Jackson set to his left. Drops pass. Throws. Thompson had it in his hands, but it was knocked out by Dalen Wilson for Etiwanda.
Great defensive play by Outley, the defensive back, number 13 for Etiwanda. Came in and was able to grab one of Thompson's arms and keep him from completing that reception.
And Mesa will take a timeout with 9:40 left in the first half. Obviously, we're getting into a scoring situation position-wise, and Coach Turner wants to make sure that everyone's on the same page. Well, they definitely have made some progress moving the ball down the field. It's all in the adjustments, right, JD?
It's a long drive for Mesa. This is exactly what they needed. Give the defense some rest. Got to come away with some points here before half. Defense is going to come back onto the field. They're going to be rested. They'll be able to stop the Etiwanda offense. Give them a taste of their own medicine. Bring them some pressure. Get to the quarterback.
Big 3rd down here for the Rams. 3rd and 9 from their own 36, from the Etiwanda 36-yard line. Cochran set. Rolls to his left, throws, and incomplete. Pass was intended for Damian Thompson. Covered on the play by number 21, Mario Minor.
You know, they didn't convert it, and they're probably going to go for it here on 4th. But that was a very smart throw by Cochran. 3rd down, you know you got to get the entire distance. And he threw that ball to where only his receiver could catch it. The DB even got there on time, but it was just a perfectly thrown ball. Very smart decision by Cochran. 4th down, here we go.
Cochran rolls to his right. Penalty flag thrown. Ball thrown. Incomplete.
Yeah, we're going to see a hold against Mesa. Definitely going to be declined. Turnover on downs. But a good drive by Mesa. We saw some offensive movement. We saw some momentum. They're figuring some things out. They're finding a way to beat the Etiwanda defense. But unfortunately, they come away with no points.
Very true. It's all in the adjustments and the baby steps. Etiwanda will take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. 9:28 remaining in the first half. Patterson back. Hillstock to his left. Gets the ball, rolls to his left, makes a cut, and gets 12 yards and is driven out of bounds into the opposing sidelines. Ethan Suavanegas on the tackle, but not before Hillstock got a 1st down for Etiwanda. Be 1st and 10 Eagles from the 47-yard line. Patterson back to throw. Throws complete. Pass was complete to tight end Antonio Zuniga. The 1st down for Etiwanda at the Mesa 40-yard line. Etiwanda mixing it up a little bit. Pass complete to Bitterman. Ball is out, and it's a scrum. We'll see who comes up with it. Mesa says they have it, but the officials have not ruled. Mesa recovers the fumble. Recovered by number 8, Cullen Layton.
What a play by Mason. We've seen Patterson. He has a magical connection with Bitterman. He's been targeting him all night, hitting him right in the numbers. They've had 3 or 4 completions already for some big gains. They had another one there, all the momentum in the world, and Mesa comes up big. They strip the ball, turn it over, get their offense, get the offense back on the field, chance to score some points.
Layton just has been a ball magnet with the block punt early, and now the recovered the fumble. Keeping Mesa in this first half. Cochran hands the ball off. Jackson tackled after a short gain by Caleb Edwards. Comes off the bottom of the pile. Brings up second down and 8 for the Rams. Cochran flanked to his right by Desmond Jackson. Cochran scrambles. Good footwork. Sets. Throws it away. Intended for Damian Thompson. No flag for grounding.
2 words for that play. That's what I call pocket presence. Beautiful play by Cochran. Stood back there, knew where the pressure was coming from, was able to avoid it, got himself some more time, and in the end made the smart decision. Nothing's there. Throw it away. Don't risk anything.
Yep. Preserve the yardage you've already acquired, right? Brings up third down and 8 for Mesa. Cochran drops back. Fakes, pumps, throws, and incomplete. Intended for Antonio January. And the Rams will turn over and punt the ball.
January's been an active member of the offense, but he's got to catch that one. That was a great throw by Cochran, right on stride, hit him in the hands. Got to bring that one home on a 3rd and long.
Ryan O'Brien coming in to punt, back deep to receive for Etiwanda, Dalen Wilson, who's had some excitement already with a muffed punt that was recovered by Mesa, and then a punt return for a touchdown. Let's go if he's going alternate back and forth.
Yep. That's what we've seen. We've seen Etiwanda.
The punt goes over O'Brien's head, and O'Brien brings it out to avoid the safety, but it'll be pushed out of bounds at the 3 or 4 yard line. Penalty marker on the play.
I think we're going to see a late hit against Etiwanda. He was out of bounds. There was a little scuffle going on, pushing and shoving between 2 of the linemen. A couple of Etiwanda players clapping. Could go against Mesa. But a great play by the punter. Just grab the ball, get out of the end zone, make them score the points. Could have kicked it out the back for a safety, but a heads-up play.
Illegal
so block in
block
the back.
Yep. Block in the back called against Mesa. Not like the penalty is going to be full impactful because they're already inside the 10, so we'll see where they set up shop. Either way, it'll be Etiwanda ball, 1st and goal after the miscue on the punt execution.
Yeah, tough snap there. It looked like pre-snap. There was a lot of confusion. I don't know if the center was involved, but a lot of Mesa players were pointing in their formation, trying to figure something out. Seemed like they were out of sorts a little bit, and maybe that led to the center overthinking it or not thinking about it enough. Launches it over the head of the punter. A huge, huge mistake for Mesa.
Yeah. Well, the special teams has really shown its teeth tonight. The muff punt, punt return, and now a bad snap on the punt.
It's a tricky situation as a coach. Sometimes special teams doesn't get as much attention as it deserves. It's one of the more important parts of the game. And it really can switch momentum, and we've seen it in this game happen. During the scrimmage last weekend, they really didn't practice it much against other teams. They had about a 10-minute session of special teams, but then that was it. They didn't really mix it up much. So special teams is definitely going to be a key of work this week.
Patterson sets up and hands the ball off to Hillstock, who's tackled by Keon Bars on the assist on the tackle. Brings up 2nd and goal from the 4. Patterson back, tosses it to Hillstock, cuts back, and is tackled in the backfield.
Rodriguez has been creating trouble all night for Etiwanda in the backfield. He's always there. He knows their run plays. Been able to be there and read everything perfectly.
Yep, Diego has been a wrecking ball for the Mesa Rams defense. It's 3rd and goal after the loss of 4. From the 8 now, as Patterson sets up Hillstock directly behind him. Zuniga coming across in motion and a penalty marker. Etiwanda called timeout. It seems like it cut out. Is it still there? Hello? So it'll still be 3rd down and 8 or a goal for Mesa. Etiwanda will set up. Patterson sets up. He's got Bitterman set to the left along with Malachi Williams. Williams comes in motion. Patterson rolls to his left, tosses it. Not sure if it's an incomplete pass. They call it an incomplete pass. Brings up 4th down and goal for Etiwanda. Coming in to attempt the field goal try is Vicente Garcia. The holder looks like it's going to be Brandon Patterson, the quarterback.
Big 3rd down stop there for Mesa. That is exactly what they needed. Keep them to 3 points, limit their try, and make them earn it here.
25-yard try is up and good. Well, the Mesa Rams come up with a defensive hold after a seemingly impossible situation, turning the ball over with 4 yards for Etiwanda to score with one of the stronger running backs that they've seen. But they hold them to a field goal with 6:34 remaining in the first half. Score is now Etiwanda 17, Mesa Rams 0.
It's the big plays that's killing Mesa. They're not getting the big plays, and Etiwanda has some big ones. They have the punt return for the touchdown. They have a long drive with several 15-plus yard passes.
Yeah,
And obviously that snap mistake by Mesa is a big play for the Etiwanda defense.
Yeah, hopefully that brings
created
the
17
momentum
points,
back for Mesa and gets us a chance to get back into this game. That is a huge defensive stand for them. Vicente Garcia to kick off. Back deep, Antonio January for the Rams. Kick goes to the left. Morris on the return. He's got a wedge set up, but he was tackled. Tyree Myers on the tackle. Mesa takes over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. Well, good crowd with all the events of today.
Absolutely. Perfect way to start this 10-year anniversary season.
Cochran with the quarterback draw. Not much there. Gain of maybe 2 on the play. Caleb Edwards coming off the bottom of the pile with the tackle. Be 2nd down and 8 for the Mesa Rams. Cochran back, looks left, pumps once, rolls to his right, throws deep, and incomplete.
A lot of contact going on over there between the receiver and the defensive back.
I agree. I saw the same thing. Thought they were going to throw a flag on that.
I think it's a good no call, though. It was pushing and shoving both ways, but Mesa did want a flag there.
Mesa, Morris, and Murphy for Etiwanda were obviously in a little bit of a scuffle over there, fighting for position. As the ball fell complete, Cochran pumps, throws, complete. Andrew Morris on the reception. Tackled on the play by Marshall Murphy.
Great timing there by Cochran. Let his receiver get to his route. Turns around on the hook route. Powers it right into his chest. Got a favorable spot from the referee. 1st down.
Result of that catch was good for a 1st down for Mesa as Cochran sets up again. Jackson set up to his right. Fakes the ball to him. Takes off to the right. On the quarterback designed run. Tackled on the play by number 70. Samuel Tolbert on the tackle for Etiwanda after a gain of 2. Moves up 2nd down and 8 as Cochran sets up in the shotgun position. Looks to his left, throws complete to Antonio January, who breaks a tackle and fights all the way out to the 45-yard line.
That's huge on a wide receiver out like that, or a wide receiver out route like that. You break one tackle, you're going to get the 1st down. That's the key to running that route is you got to catch it and be able to run quick and make a little cutback, and January was able to do that perfectly.
No, he broke the initial tackle attempt by Raphael Outley and then made a couple good moves. And without those moves, you don't get the 1st down. And obviously, he fought and clawed and got his team a 1st down. Desmond Jackson on the carry, loss of 2 on the play. January splits out to the slot on the right. Cochran sets from the shotgun position. Handoff between the tackles by Desmond Jackson, and he is dropped. Dropped by Elton Adaiku.
2 straight plays for Desmond Jackson that has not gone his way, but it's not all his fault. The offensive line hasn't set him up very well. The 2 run plays that we haven't seen Desmond Jackson's name being called in a while. They haven't called a lot of run plays in the recent future, and the time they do, the offensive line, they've got to step up.
Cochran's pass intended for Damian Thompson. JP, you had touched on that play earlier where we throw the ball up and let the 6'5" junior go up and try to fight for the ball.
Love it. Love that play. Use his height to his advantage. He's got at least 6 inches on the defensive back on him. They did it a couple times in the scrimmage. Use your strengths, and Cochran trusts him. He's going to throw it up there. He knows Thompson's going to go up and try to grab it. Almost came down with it there. Deepender got the hand inside, though, and was able to knock it out. But a great play. Great little toss and catch by Cochran and Thompson. They forgot the catch part, though, but that is a weapon to look for in this season.
Absolutely. Punts away, and just like a good wedge on a golf course, checks up and backs up to the 40-yard line. Penalty marker on the play.
Saw a couple of the linebackers going at it there on that punt play. Not sure what they're going to call. Couple pushing and shoving. One of them got taken to the ground. The other guy just shoved it down. Yep, dead.
Personal foul called against Etiwanda.
Yep, little taunting right after the play.
That'll push the ball back to the 25-yard line. You played golf today. How was your wedge game, speaking of wedges?
Looked a lot like that punt. Had a nice little check spin, came back. I wish.
Right? I will say on the PGA Tour, they do make it look just so easy, don't they?
Yep.
Patterson brings him out as they set up 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Hands the ball off to Hillstock, and he goes off left tackle for a couple. Anthony Morin with the tackle for Mesa after a gain of 3, brings up 2nd down and 7. Patterson sets the throw, going deep. It's got penalty marker on the play as it was intended for Zachary Bitterman. And I'm no referee, but it was a lot of jersey pulling on that play.
Yeah, the defender definitely was draped all over Bitterman. And like we said, with Thompson and Cochran, Patterson trusts Bitterman enough. He's going to throw the ball up there, and he's either going to go up and get it, or he's going to make the DB make a mistake like that, pass interference call.
Bitterman's been Patterson's number 1 target. And why not? 6'3", 180 pounds. As the referees mark off the pass interference penalty called against Mesa, puts the ball at the 43-yard line. Result of the penalty is good for a 1st down for the Eagles.
Another note to look out for, Etiwanda's already used 2 timeouts so far in this half. 2:35 remaining in the half. They only got 1 timeout going the rest of the way. They've already been running hurry-up offense this entire night, but they're going to have to amp it up even more. And
yeah, we'll see if it comes into play. Patterson throws. Incomplete. That was borderline.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Almost a backwards pass. Would have been a loss of about 7 if they ruled it that, but
pass was
they did
intended
not
for
rule
Malachi Williams. But, yeah, that was – when he threw it, I was like,
yeah,
that looks really close on the line.
The line judges were not in position to see that one, but it was close. If we had instant replay, we would take another look at that, but could have resulted in a 7-yard loss for Etiwanda, but an incomplete pass nonetheless.
Either way, brings up 2nd down as Hillstock gets the ball and drives up the right side. Tackled by guess who? Colin Layton. Gain of 9 on the play. It is bringing up 3rd down and 1 for Etiwanda. Let's see if the Mesa Ram defense can stop them on 3rd down and short. Hillstock with the carry. Made a couple good moves in the backfield. I don't know if he got it. It's going to be close. My guess is they're going to have to call for a measurement here.
The near side referee had the fist up. 4th down, it looks like. 4th and inches for Etiwanda.
And it looks like Hillstock came up just a smidge short on the 3rd down carry.
Huge play here. I thought Etiwanda might have wanted to use their timeout there.
Letting
a lot of seconds tick off the clock here. I think the coach might call it. Yep. Oh, Mesa calls a timeout.
Ryan O'Brien set up in the backfield for that. But timeout on the field called by Mesa with 1 minute and 26 seconds remaining in the 1st half. Mesa Rams trail 17-0.
Smart timeout by Turner there. And get the exact defensive scheme you want out there. Get all the big boys on the line, 4th and 1. Give them a couple extra minutes to get a blow. You want Keon there. You want all the big boys right in the middle, pounding it through. This is a huge play before the half.
Absolutely. Momentum has almost kind of switched back, but it's kind of been playing toy with us. And a defensive stop here right before the half, close to midfield. Do something with it right before halftime. Go in, get on the scoreboard, go into halftime with some momentum. Mesa Rams will get the ball to start the second half.
I'll tell you what, Mesa's offense has looked a bit rusty, but this game is a lot closer than 17-0. The score says 17-0, but I think a lot of that is because of that one big punt return and a couple of the big plays. But this has been a very equal contest.
Well, you figure 10 of their points have been off of miscues. So the punt return and the non-safety, but giving the ball to Etiwanda on the 4 and then holding them to a field goal. So
other than the special teams, this has been a back and forth, grinded out kind of game.
I agree. Little war of attrition. We'll see what happens here on 4th down.
Patterson calling some audibles.
Lofts it up. And it's incomplete. Pass was intended for Jordan Williams on the fly. And Etiwanda turns the ball over on downs. You kind of got to question that kind of call.
Yeah,
when you have a
very
running back
questionable play call by Coach Kevin Davis for Etiwanda. He's been running the ball all game long. They've been able to pound it. They've pushed it. They're pushing the defensive line of Mesa all around. You got to think, did the Mesa timeout make him overthink it a little bit? Did he think, all right, maybe let's try to get fancy here?
Even if you just fake it to Hillstock and have the quarterback keep it.
You needed a couple inches.
Exactly. Less
Instead,
than a
you
foot.
went for 30 yards.
Either way, Mesa
Tough play
takes over
call.
on downs. Cochran sets up in the shotgun. Jackson in motion to the right. Cochran looks, fakes, tucks it under, and he's going to keep it. He takes off, makes a move at the midfield stripe, and is tackled immediately by a host of Eagles.
Mesa's going to go hurry up offense. Cochran's got to be more heads up on that. It's got to run to the outside. He had some room there, and he could have got out of bounds, stopping the clock.
Yep.
Clock is ticking away. This is a huge opportunity for Mesa. They need to try to get some points here.
Gained 5 yards on the play, 2nd down and 5 as he sets up in the shotgun again. Jackson to his right. Looking to throw. He's got his man, but the throw was just behind him, and a penalty marker comes in after the play.
Clock is going to stop. I think we have 2 flags on the play. Might see an unsportsmanlike conduct from the coach. We saw the flag in the defensive secondary, and then we saw the line judge on the Etiwanda side throw a flag. Having a meeting with the head ref now. We'll see what the white hat says.
We'll see what the sorted out. Rayshawn Burleson was the intended receiver on the play, but the throw was a little behind him. Refs are still discussing it, and we look like we're about to get a decision here. Personal foul called against. 2 fouls called against Etiwanda. Personal foul. You know, if one was a active play and one was a non-dead ball foul, they could enforce both of them. And it looks like they did.
They did. They got the active play one and the dead ball foul. What a huge,
both penalties.
Huge mistake by Etiwanda.
Puts Mesa in the red zone as Cochran sets up in the shotgun with 46.8 seconds remaining in the half.
I believe Mesa has 1 timeout remaining.
Cochran sets, rolls to his right, throws to the corner, and is incomplete. Pass again intended Rayshawn Burleson, the intended receiver.
Nice corner route, keeping the defense honest. Secondary's going to
bring up 2nd down and 10.
Going to be dropping back now. I like that play on a 1st and 10 in the red zone. But you got to look over here for Thompson. There's currently not a defensive back on him. Now he comes over, number 21. We got a 4-inch difference over here on the near side of the field. Cochran's looking at him.
Looks. Oh, he put it right where he needed to be, but Antonio January couldn't haul it in. Third down and 10 for the Rams from the 19-yard line. Touchdown, Mesa Rams, the freshman, Desmond Jackson with the 18-yard run with 29 seconds left in the half.
I can't tell you how important that touchdown is for Mesa. It gives them some major momentum moving to the second half. Jackson finally got to see some open space, got some open field, got past the big boys on the defensive line, was able to showcase his skills, juking out a couple defenders, and took it all the way to the house. Beautiful play by Mesa. Great play call by Daryl Turner there on third down.
And the extra point is up and good. And with just under 30 seconds remaining in the first half, your Mesa Rams are on the board. Score now leads Etiwanda Eagles 17, your Mesa Rams 7.
Obviously, that's not a huge mistake, but special teams errors are just killing Mesa right now. It's a second false start against Mesa, and it's really hurting them.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they've been a little bit undisciplined on the kickoff stuff. Wilson again having trouble with the kick.
Third one this game.
Recovers it. Unfortunately, we didn't cover that one.
Yeah, he's gotten the other two. He had the one punt, but third time he's had trouble catching it this game. But we've seen it. When he does catch it cleanly,
yes,
he's an electric returner. He can take it to the house in a blink of an eye.
Yep, he's one of those players that you don't want to take your eye off when there's an opportunity for him to have the ball, because he can change the game complexion in a matter of seconds. Etiwanda with 22.3 seconds will take over first and 10 on their own 39-yard line.
We'll see how aggressive Etiwanda gets here. This could be pretty crucial for them coming down the stretch. Are they going to try to bomb it deep and really get something going?
Handoff is to number 9. Tyree Miles on the carry. Tackle on the play was by number 25, Jacob Zinn. Etiwanda moves the ball into Mesa territory at the 45-yard line. Oh, most intercepted on the far side of the field. Pass intended for Bitterman on the left side there. "11 seconds left in the first half. You almost expect Etiwanda from this position to take a shot. And Mesa timeout. Mesa on the field.
Smart move. You got one timeout left. Use it. Last play of the half. Make sure you got everything right.
Well, we'll see what Etiwanda comes up with after this timeout. But I agree, it's kind of been a heavyweight match. Punch, counter punch, but a couple of miscues on the Mesa special teams has cost them 10 points. Other than that, we're looking at a 7-7 tie headed into halftime. Second down and 10 for Etiwanda from the Mesa 45-yard line. Patterson with Miles set up. He hands the ball off to Miles, who breaks left, cuts back, stays in bounds, and is tackled at the 41-yard line. And Etiwanda takes their final timeout with 1.6 seconds remaining in the first half.
We'll see if they try to do a Hail Mary here, but Mesa's been dropping their defensive backs far back, and Etiwanda's been using that. They've been running these counter draws, and they've been able to get a huge chunk. That first play set them up, put them inside Mesa territory. We'll see if they run another one of those, or we'll see if they're going to let Patterson air it out.
Yeah, it'll be. They're definitely within striking distance. I don't know if Patterson has the ability to throw it, 50 yards in the air, but we'll probably find out in a matter of moments. The only thing I don't necessarily like about the prevent defense is a lot of times it prevents you from winning.
Yep, that's the famous saying.
Fantastic. Thank you for asking. Patterson sets up, heaves the ball downfield, and it drops incomplete. He did have the cannon to get it the distance, but it does fall incomplete, and we are at halftime. Your halftime score here from Ram Stadium here in Murrieta Mesa, California. Etiwanda Eagles 17, your Murrieta Mesa Rams 7. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for second half action.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, please welcome your Mesa Rams Death Team.
Where's she at, Brian?
not mentioned the truth that time, but I have no idea what to do now. I have no idea. Ladies and gentlemen, I can have your attention right here to the 50-yard line.
I don't have that. Did you think you heard your name?
I know a lot of you guys have
No,
walked
it was. I didn't say
our,
that.
our new hallway, we call it
Morning,
Legacy
no, I
Hall.
didn't say that.
But part of Legacy Hall is about honoring our past, recognizing where we started. And so at this time, we like to call out a few what we call impact leaders that help Marietta Mesa open the door. So if we can bring out Bill Green and Mary Walker, Dr. 50. So as we enter Legacy Wall, yes, you see 2009 when the year has started. Yes, you see 2018, 19, where we are now. But also, if you go towards the video monitor, the touchscreen, you have a section, you have a category that's called Impact Leader. We highlight our athletes, we highlight our teams, but there's also a special place that's on that screen that honors coaches, individuals, community, just impact leaders that inspire, that help build, help create such an amazing culture. And we felt that the first honoree of the Impact Award presented by Marietta Mesa doesn't deserve to go to anyone better than our first principal, Mary Walters. And our first athletic director, Bill Green. There's so many people here tonight that would love to share a story about the impact and the influence that you guys have, not only on the culture, but you personally. I reached out to a few that I hear that have a few quick words for you, so I'm going to pass the mic to them and let them say a quick thank you.
Please.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to bring up our state champions, our boys track team. Come on up. Come on up, right here, right here, right here. Right here. Now, this was not planned until yesterday, Friday, when we had some rings show up to honor the boys and the coaches for the amazing accomplishment that they accomplished. There's more than 5,000 schools in the state of California, and there's only one champion. That champion is your Marietta Mesa Ram. Real quick, not only did they win as a team, but yes, there was a lot of individual awards as well, from track athlete of the year to also coach of the year. And I obviously want to recognize the CIF coach of the year, the state coach of the year, the USA track coach of the year, and your national track coach of the year, Aaron Blue. Chris, come here. Chris, come here. Sandra, come here. Coach Moya. I also want to tell you just a quick story about our co-head coach, our sprinting coach, Coach Moya. About a week before we went to the state meet, I had a conversation with Chris. And I said, Chris, I'm talking to other coaches, and they tell me our track team is smaller in numbers than other teams. We have 6 guys going to state. They have 15. They have 20. We cannot do it 2 days. And Chris tells me, Coach, don't worry about it. We're good. I said, what do you mean? We have the best sprint coach in the state right here. So thank you so much, Coach Moore. At this time, I'm going to have Coach Brewer pass out the rings and introduce his coaches and his athletes.
All right, this is Christian Ricks. Christian Ricks, your state champion. Or the Asia on the nation leading 4x400. Jeremiah Queen, senior, he was the leadoff leg on our 4x100 meter relay team that was CIF champion in distance. Devontae Williams was our third leg. Was third at CIF in the 200, fourth at CIF in the 400, CIF champion in the 4x1 and 4x4, and state champion in the 4x4, running third leg. Battle Conqueror was CIF champion in the 400, Masters champion in the 400, fourth at state in the 400, ran second leg on the 4x1 at state, and ran first leg on the 4x1 state champion team in the 4x4. DeMarcus Tate, CIF champion in the 4x4, and he ran the second leg on that 4x400 relay team that was second in the that was the number 1 time in the nation. So, great job.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you your 2018 State of California track champions right here. All right, real quick, we're going to do a couple quick raffles. The first raffle, this is the student raffle. Thank you to Kids Sporting Goods. This will be a $500 raffle for one of our students, and the winner is Justin Schneider. Justin Schneider, come on down. Now we're going to do our teacher raffle, courtesy of Thrivent Financial in Temecula. If you have any questions about finances, go see them. They are amazing. So our teacher raffle, winner of $500 is Jason Head. Congratulations, Jason. And also we have a free family photo shoot, courtesy of Salcedo Portraiture, and that winner for the free family photo shoot, Daniel Greenberg. Congratulations, guys. Thank you guys for everything. Enjoy the second half. Go Rams. You got this.
Yeah, let's go.
Ain't been getting high, well maybe a little, baby. I don't wanna lie. I know when you text me, girl, I don't always reply.
Can you hear me? You can hear me okay? Welcome back, everybody, as we halftime festivities have completed. Again, big time announcements around here with the 10th anniversary of the school. Got to hand out some awards at halftime tonight. But one of the things we want to do as we do our 10-year anniversary is just kind of touch on and highlight each year. We have 10 games, including our road games. So JP and I are going to kind of cover this 1 year at a time, one game at a time. So I'm going to turn the mic over to him, let him take over from here, and tell you a little bit about our history here at Mesa from year one.
Yeah, Mesa, as a school, first opened its doors to freshmen and sophomores in 2009 and 10. It limited a lot of the athletic contests to lower level competition, and they didn't really have varsity competition until the 2010-11 season. And Bill Bree, we saw him being honored on the field there.
Yes,
he was Mesa's first athletic director. He was a well-established coach in the national level, and he brought his elite AD skills to the profession. And it's just amazing the fact that they didn't begin varsity competition until the 2010-11 season. And here we are. We saw the track team. They just won a state title. And the football team was went to semifinals in CIF last year. The way Mesa has taken this valley by storm has been amazing to see in the last 8 years.
And obviously, we're not even bringing into consideration the baseball championship, the first ever in Mesa history 3 years ago now. And the following year after that, the women's team, the softball team, pulled the feet off by winning their CIF Southern Section championship as well. So you've got, for a school as young as Mesa is, it really does. There's schools that haven't had a championship in any sport and have been around for years. We've been around 10, and we already have a storied history when it comes to our athletic recognitions.
And it's all by the leadership. We saw before the game tons of teachers being honored. Mary Walters was out there at halftime. She was honored. She was the first principal. She came from the Marietta Unified School District. She was Mesa's first principal. She was known for having a reputation as having one of the highest academic achieving schools in the state of California. And it's just that's what it takes to have a school grow like Marietta Mesa has and build a program like that. It takes leaders, and that is what Mesa has had through these years.
Absolutely. And then you look at where we are now. I mean, you look at the leadership that John Broussard has brought to the athletic program. I mean, obviously, 10 years ago, they weren't doing what you and I are doing tonight, which is, obviously broadcasting over YouTube a live football game. The thing that I love about John is it's one of those things, like in the wireless industry, which I've spent a lot of my years in. If you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. Mm-hmm. And John is always looking forward to try to be, what's next? What can we do to take the bar from this level to the next level? And you love that in an athletic director. You absolutely love that.
And that's what it takes. John is absolutely a leader, like we were talking about. It takes leaders to build a school like this. Now, to just highlight some of the dates to be noted in the 2009 season, the girls volleyball had the first athletic contest played on campus October 13th, 2009. They lost a close match, 2-1. That was the first inaugural contest held. The first win, varsity football earned its first win in school history. They beat Citrus Valley High School October 30th, 2009. And the boys basketball team, just after the new year, January 26th, they held their first home varsity game and earned victory over Riverside Prep. They gave them a butt whooping, 62-36.
Right.
And that was a perfect way to bring in the new year. And that just shows that right off the bat, Marietta Mesa has been here to compete, and they belong.
Absolutely. I mean, in talking about our athletic success, we didn't even touch on the men's basketball program here that also went to the state semifinals. They eventually lost in the semis to Notre Dame of Riverside at Notre Dame of Riverside's very, very tiny gym. But nonetheless, I mean, there's just a lot of energy. There's a lot of excitement about Marietta Mesa from an athletic standpoint. And we're not even talking about the dance team, their commitment, the ROTC program that they have here. The band, the marching the Emerald Regiment. Repeat that 5 times, see if you can say it fast. And just the award-winning recognition accolades that this school is putting up in a 10-year time frame, that it's just exciting to be around and see the energy in the kids, and the teachers and the staff. And obviously, from the athletic standpoint, under the direction of John Broussard, the energy that he brings to his job. I've had numerous conversations with him. One of my favorite things that he does is the Friday Focus on the Facebook and on the social media sites. And it's just him being humble and talking about his past and how none of us are ever prepared for what we are going to do, or how we're going to, allow life to dictate to us what we do. His always thing that he's always told me, if I have a chance to bet on myself, I'll take that bet any day of the week.
Absolutely. And we are getting ready for the second half here in Mesa Stadium. And 17-7, Etiwanda leads. Let's just go back through the scoring. The first was about a 10-yard pass by Etiwanda, took the lead middle of the first quarter. They scored again about 5 minutes later on that punt return touchdown. Absolutely electric return by Wilson. Mesa would go on to kick a field goal, 17 unanswered points by them after a huge mistake by the special teams of the Mesa Rams.
Vicente Garcia with the kickoff here to start the second half of action. Andrew Morris on the reception, brings it to the left side of the field and makes a cut. Has a hole, breaks free. He's got a blocker. He will go the distance to start the second half.
What a play by Morris. We saw it earlier. He did that same thing. The return was kicked to him on the left. He brought it all the way across the field, and he just got tackled by the last guy. If he had it, that would have been another big return. He finally gets past that first tackler and is able to take it the distance. Not for a touchdown, but he gets down to almost the end zone.
He 6 inches short?
Yeah.
6 inches short from taking it the distance. So it was a little premature on the call. However, Mesa continues their momentum that they captured at the end of the first half and now have it first and goal from inside the 1. What a start to the second half.
What a great start by Mesa. We said their special teams is what was holding them back. The special teams just took the lead for them. Just absolutely, the momentum was with them. They scored right before half. We're going to see them score again here. Great play by Mesa.
So I'm going to put your coach's hat on for a second. If you're Coach Turner, what are you doing here?
Well, he brought in the big boys. You're going to give it to the running back, January. January punches it in. Yep.
Touchdown, Mesa Rams. Antonio January with the 1-yard plunge. And folks, if you blinked, we have a ball game.
Couldn't start the half a better way. Beautiful play call. That's what I love about Mesa is they brought in their 2 DNs right there. The 2 big boys brought them in. They hammered out a hole for January, and January was able to power it in.
Benjamin Isaacson coming in for the point after attempt.
Long snapper was missing.
Kind of a key piece to the extra point.
Yep.
Penalty marker on the play. I'm guessing a delay a game of some sort. or illegal substitution. Looks like the illegal substitution was the call.
That actually might be pretty favorable. It was a poor snap. The quarterback didn't have a good hold on it.
Yep.
And the rusher off the edge had a great jump, so it might have been
Right.
blocked or mishandled. It may be a gift that one was a penalty.
So this will be a 25-yard extra point. That is no good. There was pressure on the kick as well. Snap was a little high, but it handled. But either way, with 11:36 remaining in the third quarter now, Mesa Rams have closed the gap to 4. Etiwanda still leads 17-13. All right, fans, we're back, setting to kick off for the Rams. Benjamin Isaacson back deep to receive for Etiwanda. Number 21, Mario Miner, and Dalen Wilson, number 2, back for Etiwanda. But the short kick comes down at the 25-yard line and is received by Malachi Williams. He returns the ball about 7 yards out across the 30-yard line. Correction, not across the 25-yard line, so about 3 yards on the return, out to the 27-yard line where Etiwanda will take over with their first possession of the second half. We'll see if they've made any adjustments, as Marietta Mesa has taken the momentum from this game, and we'll see if Etiwanda has an answer for it.
They took the momentum in the first half when they had that fourth down stop here on their own 40-yard line.
Hillstock with the carry around the left end.
Huge fourth down stop they had, and they turned it around, scored a touchdown, and then a great return by Morris here.
Yep, absolutely.
And now the defense needs to keep this momentum going.
Hillstock with a gain of 6 on the first carry of the second half for Etiwanda. Brings them second down and 4 from the 32-yard line. Patterson to pass. Hits Bitterman on the outside, on the far end of the field. Tackled on the play by Diego Rodriguez, who has been a ball hawk tonight, both on defense and special teams.
Yeah, he's a magnet. He's all over the place. Got at least 5 tackles tonight.
Eagles got a first down. It's 1st and 10 at the 45. Patterson hands the ball off to Hillstock. Takes it off the left end and is shoved out of bounds right at midfield after a gain of 5 yards on the play.
Great misdirection play. Both teams have run quite a few of them. You get the whole defensive line going, and your offensive linemen already have the position on that one. Running back goes the other way. Automatic 5 yards there.
Second down and 5 for Etiwanda. Patterson in the shotgun, hands the ball off to Hillstock off the right side this time, makes a cut, makes the second cut, breaks the tackle, and is brought down by guess who? That human ball magnet, Diego Rodriguez, with another tackle. After a gain of 10 on the play, brings up 1st and 10 for Etiwanda as the Eagles are driving into Mesa territory just outside the 40 at the 41-yard line. Patterson fakes. Oh, he does hand off. Hillstock takes the ball. Fooled even our cameraman. Hillstock gained, looks like 6 on the play, maybe 5. Brings up second down, and we'll call it 5. Patterson in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff and goes deep toward Bitterman, who makes the catch. Under tight coverage. They've run that play a couple times tonight with success.
Yep, the easy slant. Bitterman's got the height on the defensive back. And Patterson trusts him enough, throws the ball up there on time, on the money. Beautiful play.
It'll be right at the 10-yard line. It'll be first and goal. 10 yards to gain for the touchdown for Etiwanda. Hillstock looks left. He's got the eye on the pylon, and he dives and is in for the touchdown for the Eagles. So the Eagles come out at halftime and just drive the ball down the field on the Rams. And they have answered Mesa's touchdown here in the second half.
That is the exact way to regain momentum. Have a long drive, get some big plays, pound the ball, pound the rock, run the ball quite a few times. Use your powerful running back, your superstar Hillstock, and they pounded it all the way down there, scored a touchdown. Beautiful drive by Etiwanda.
Extra point by Garcia is up and good. And with 10 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third quarter, Etiwanda extends its lead, now 24, Mesa Rams 13. So just to touch a little bit on Mesa from this season, they obviously were moved up from Division 4 to Division 3. They do play in the Southwestern League along with Murrieta Valley, Vista Murrieta, Chaparral, Great Oak, and Temecula Valley. One of the toughest conferences in America, as Murrieta Valley and Vista Murrieta both play in Division 1, and Chaparral and Great Oak both play in Division 2. So even though we're Division 3, we're 5 teams in at that point. So, just like Etiwanda, where they've got a very tough league with Upland, Rancho Cucamonga, Damien, and Chino Hills, it's very easy to finish third and still be ranked 5th or 6th in your own division for CIF. So Garcia set to kick off from the 40. Back deep to receive for Murrieta Mesa is Antonio January. Kick is deep, takes him to the 3, kind of muffed a little bit on the exchange, taken by January. Good blocking up front as January turns the corner. He has some room. He has a block, and he's down at the 50-yard line with a great tackle by number 21, Mario Minor, the defensive back from Etiwanda.
The kick returners have come alive. We have seen some beautiful blocking on these kick returns, allowing Mesa to have 2 monstrous returns, one of them all the way down to the 2 and that one to the 50. Let's see if Mesa can get some momentum right back from Etiwanda, put some more points on the board. Well, this has turned it into an offensive shootout.
It is shooting out. I think they talked about execution in the locker room. Cochran sets up in the shotgun. Throws it out to January. Makes the catch, makes a move, and is absolutely lit up like a Christmas tree.
Those are the hits that kind of fire up your defense. Right. That's your teammates are gonna be the ones on the next play. They're gonna be like, I want to get the big hit next play. I want to get the big hit.
Marshall got his, we want ours. Yep.
Those are really important to have on your defense every now and then. Keeps them fired up and excited.
Exactly. Gain of 2 on the play. That brings up 2nd down and 8 for Mesa. The punter / receiver, Ryan O'Brien, checked into the ball game. He was flanked into the slot to the right. Shotgun, dual running backs set to each side of Cochran. He gives the ball up the middle to the freshman, Desmond Jackson, who uses some fancy footwork and picks up 9 on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 1. Now from the Etiwanda 39-yard line.
That's veteran poise right there by Cochran. A lot of substitutions were coming in and out. A lot of people were confused. Receivers didn't know where to go. He calms them down, gets them in the right formation. They're able to get the play call down, almost pick up a 1st down.
Colin Layton checked into the backfield. The freshman gets the ball right up the middle. And a little extracurricular activity between the defensive back and our offensive lineman. They are not going to give him the spot. They're actually going to say that he lost a yard as we have an injured Mesa Ram on the play.
Looks like Isaac Evans is down. The 6'1" junior.
He initially grabbed for his knee, and that's, as a lineman, that's usually not a good sign when a lineman goes for his knee. There's so much.
But he is getting stretched out, and they don't seem too worried on the field. It could just be cramps. First game of the season.
Right.
You're going to see that a lot. And we're early in the third quarter. I bet you we're going to see a few more of those later on in the year.
And
or
he's
later on in this game.
And he's up and coming off the field and under his own power, so that's
Yep.
a good sign as well. So I think your cramp call might be the right call there. But there's just so much commotion going on between the hogs up front.
Yep, that's what happens when you go through the offseason, but nothing's like playing a 4-quarter game. These guys aren't used to it. And sometimes it just kicks in, muscles are tired.
Especially with as hot as it's been down here in the valley. I mean, it's nice to have a night like tonight where it's probably in the low to mid 70s.
Beautiful
Cooled
night
off.
for high school
Perfect
football.
night for high school football. It almost feels like fall.
Yep, Saturday Night Lights.
Right? Just the day late. Cochran sets up 2 running backs to each side of him. He sets up to throw the ball. Throws the ball and hits his receiver, Desmond Jackson, out of the backfield. And on 4th down, the Rams pick up the first down and a little bit more as they move ball down to the Etiwanda 35-yard line, and a first down comes with it.
Such a confident throw by Cochran. 4th and 2, and he steps up and hammers it home.
Yeah, you want your seniors to show a little leadership, not just vocally in the huddle, but you also want to have them make plays on big-time plays when you need it. And Cochran has definitely showed that tonight. Jackson up the middle, and he gets a giant bear hug from one of the Etiwanda defenders. We will call him Jacob Smith. Jacob Smith goes 6'3", 280. Trust me, when you get hugged by that, you know you've been hugged.
Yep. Isaac Evans back on the field. Good to see that.
Jackson motions to the right. He looks his way. He throws. Cochran hits him on the fly. About to move and can't break free from the initial tackle by Marshall Murphy.
What a great open field tackle by Murphy. That is textbook. Got him by the ankle, and we know that Jackson is super shifty, and he can easily get away from you. Great play by Murphy.
Murphy actually caused them to lose a yard on the play, so that'll bring 3rd and 11 up for the Rams from the 36-yard line of Etiwanda. Let's see what Coach Turner has up his sleeve for this call on 3rd down as the press comes up on the outside from Murphy. Cochran to throw. Going deep. Intended for Andrew Morris, but falls incomplete. There was some contact about the 10-yard line, but no flag thrown by the back judge. So it'll bring up 4th down and 10 for Mesa. And it does look like they are sending in the punt team. Ryan O'Brien coming in to punt. We've gone for it on 4th down, 3 or 4 times tonight?
I like this move, though. 4th and 11, long 4th down conversion.
Yep.
And you're going to pin them deep with this punt. You got a good territory to punt it.
Yep, and your defense has shown spots where they have stepped up and held out a lot of the 3 and out. You're kind of hoping that you're just playing field position battle here right now.
Yep, pin them inside the 20.
Or even more. Punt goes up, and that's going to make the end zone. Oh, nope, he was down. That's going to be a touchback. Great effort, but a touchback nonetheless.
Yep.
The ball will come out to the 20-yard line, and Etiwanda will start their second possession of the second half.
Cannot push the ball back in if you leave your feet in the end zone. You have to leave your feet from the 1-yard line.
Correct.
And in the air, hit the ball back.
It's a very acrobatic move.
It is.
I think you and I could do it.
Yeah. I wish.
There was some action in Southwestern football last night, and we are looking up scores as we speak from last night's Friday Night Lights action in the Southwestern Conference. Patterson back on the field, flanked as always by Jacob Hillstock. Handoff goes to Hillstock off the left side, and he sneaks through for a gain of about 7 on the play, maybe 8. Can't really call it a tackle when you trip over your own shoelaces, but down by contact nonetheless. Gain of 8 on the play brings up second down and 2.
Mace's got to stop Miles and Hillstock. Can't let this running game kill him like it did last drive.
Little flip screen pass out to the flat. Big hit on Hillstock after a gain of 8 again on the play, but that play is good for a first down for Etiwanda. Correction, it is Tyree Miles in the backfield right now for Etiwanda. Patterson to throw. Hits Bitterman on the fly, and he rips up the sideline on the far side. Gain of about 17 on the play. Moves the ball into Mesa territory as they cross midfield and now set up shop at the 42-yard line of the Mesa Rams. And just like that, Etiwanda is across midfield and looking to put pressure on the defense of Murrieta Mesa. Miles with the carry again off left tackle. This time with a little less real estate to work with as the Mesa defense led by Keon Bars stops him. And we do have an injured Mesa Ram on the play.
Colin Layton down
Our,
on the play.
our ball magnet.
Yep. But it does seem like another cramp. I think they're just stretching out his hamstring.
Come on, boys. Eat your salt and pickles.
This does give us a moment to refresh on the Southwestern League action that took place this last weekend. Great Oak beat King 20-7, moved their season 1-1. It was their home opener. TVHS crushed Elsinore 35-14. They moved to 1-0 on the year. That was their first game. Chaparral moves to 2-0 by beating Poly 49-0.
Wow,
Yep.
what a statement by Shap.
Yep. Vista Marietta. They had a barn burner with Los Alamitos. They won 38-35. They start the season on a good note, 1-0.
Vista Murrieta has always been, for us, one of those teams that we just kind of, I don't know whether it's just the stigmatism of Vista Murrieta. Murrieta Valley's been good, but they've been good lately. There's been times where we've been competitive with Murrieta Valley. But Vista Murrieta, they have just, they just carry themselves with such a cocky swagger, if you will. Last year's team went in believing that they could beat Vista Murrieta on Vista Murrieta's soil, and we got it handed to us. We had one of our injuries, Shakir Ricks, got hurt in pregame, hurt his knee, and that kind of took the wind out of our sails, at least initially. It was competitive, but it was obviously a loss for the Rams, one of their 3 that they did have last year. I'm a little curious as to what happened to Hillstock, why he's not been in the game. Oh, he is open. Bitterman. Penalty markers on the play. We'll see if it stands, but for now, touchdown, Etiwanda. Roughing the passer called against Mesa. The touchdown will stand. And just like that, the Eagles score again.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on Patterson. He was able to deliver a beautiful ball. The corner jumped the route and guessed the wrong route, leaving Bitterman wide open on a post route all the way to the end zone.
Untouched.
And that combination between Patterson and Bitterman once again strikes again. They are easily at 10 connections for the day for over 100
Absolutely.
yards, and that's 2 touchdowns now for those two.
Absolutely. So Garcia checks in to attempt the point after.
I think Bitterman may have a player of the week coming his way.
Right. Although, like I started to say, I'm a little concerned as to why Hillstock hasn't been in the game to start the second half. It's been Tyree Miles in the backfield as the extra point is through and good for the extra point. And a little excitement from the kicker. Kind of feels like one of the NCAA games where the kicker like makes an emphatic kicking motion as a hey in your face kind of a thing. But right now, 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Etiwanda has now extended the lead 31-13. We'll see if Coach Turner and the Rams have an answer and get back into this contest.
Let's see if Mesa can get the hat trick, make it 3 great kick returns in a row, get
Right.
them past the 50.
So if you're Coach Davis from Etiwanda, do you do the pooch kick here? What are you thinking? Oh, there's a penalty. What the?
They may have moved the rough and the passer penalty to the kickoff. What a huge advantage.
That's not a dead ball foul. That's a live ball foul. That would just be a decline or accept, one would think. Either way, we don't know what's going on, but we do know they're kicking off from the Mesa side of the 50 at the 45. So
that answers your question. It's going to be a pooch kick.
It's going to be a pooch kick. And probably not 3 for 3 on the returns. But he drives the ball through the end zone. Hits
high school rules. The second it crosses
the goal line,
it is a dead ball.
Hits the A in the word Rams in that end zone. And Mesa will start from the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. And see if we can put together a few plays and drive this ball down the field, stick one in, and get back to within 11. Cochran comes out. He'll be flanked by Desmond Jackson in the backfield. Morris and January flank him to the left. Thompson to the right as they run the ball. With very little motion, but gained a 3 on the play, maybe 4. Brings up 2nd down and 6 as the ball was pushed out to the 24-yard line.
Mesa bringing in a new quarterback, Jose Ayala. Cochran had a good game, but wasn't moving the ball much. Coach Turner's trying to spark a little energy in this lineup, and Ayala is a much better runner than Cochran.
Good catch on that. I did not even catch that.
I saw him warming up earlier. It was right before halftime. He was warming up on the sideline. Didn't know if they were going to bring him in then. Coach Turner probably put it off a little bit because they had a lot of momentum at the time. But he decided to make the switch now. We've seen it in the scrimmage all through summer. There was quarterback battles. He was trying to see who was going to take the lead, and it's been back and forth, back and forth.
Jackson got the handoff on that and went nowhere. Actually lost a yard on the play. Brings a 4th down and 7 now as the Rams send Ryan O'Brien back to kick this one away. Dalen Wilson back deep to receive. Kind of been a coin toss tonight as to what he's done in the receiving special teams kicks tonight. See if he keeps his eye on this one and is able to corral it in. Snaps away, kicks away, almost blocked. Come up short and tumble. Wilson takes it around left side and is tackled after actually going backwards.
A nice grab by Wilson. Probably saved his team 10 to 20 yards there. That ball was moving with some speed, and he was able to get it off the first hop and just kind of not lose any yardage there. Keep him right where he caught it.
It was a nice tackle by Isaac Contreras on the special teams. It's kind of how you earn your spot on the other sides of the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little hustle on the special team side. Patterson back at it. Flanked again by Tyree Miles. And Patterson sacked in the backfield on the play action.
Read that like a book. Absolutely great play by the defensive lineman for the Rams.
That's our old friend, our ball-hawking linebacker, Colin Layton, with the sack. Loss of 4 on the play, brings up second down and 14 from the Etiwanda 40-yard line. Little screen pass out to the flat. Not going anywhere. They're going to lose another yard or gain nothing. Patterson's pass complete to Malachi Williams on the far side of the field. JP, have you ever noticed when you're calling a game that everything seems to be on the opposite side of the field?
Yeah.
Showing blitz. Diego Rodriguez showing blitz, but backs out. Patterson audibleizing at the line. Looks left. Screen pass. And this could run for a while. Tyree Miles out of the backfield. Good audible call by Patterson.
Was a smart play by Patterson. You don't have to see that from a young quarterback. Patterson, just a sophomore. 21 of the 22 starters for Etiwanda are either juniors or seniors. Patterson's the one. He's the sophomore, and he's the quarterback. And he made a great audible there. He saw Rodriguez coming in with the blitz, got the screen, read it perfectly.
Let them come and burn them. Let their aggression be their weakness. Patterson's pass complete to Malachi Williams. Tackle on the play by number 99, Ari Collins with the tackle. Gain of 7 on the play brings up second down and 3 from the Mesa 38-yard line, and Etiwanda Eagles are driving again. Or should I say flying again?
Great defensive play there. Great defensive play. By Venegas.
Patterson's pass was intended.
He cut off the receiver.
We'll say number 8, Aaron Williams, was the intended receiver.
Aaron Williams was able to jump right in front of him. And there was a lot of contact, but no pass interference because he played the ball. He went up, tried to get the interception.
Absolutely. Oh, pressure. Keon with the pressure. And the pass is incomplete. We really haven't even talked much about Keon and what's going on with him. He's got some offers on the table to go to the next level, including Toledo, the Zips from Toledo, Florida Atlantic Owls, the Portland State, and Sam Houston State. So Keon's getting a little bit of love heading towards the next level.
Yeah, he is definitely going to be a collegiate athlete. You can see the potential here, and we're looking forward to a senior season.
The other Mesa Ram that is getting some looks but isn't on the field tonight due to an ankle injury is Nathan Oriano, number 66, one of our offensive linemen. I know he's had a couple conversations with Dixie State University. If he goes to Dixie State, he'll join alumnus in Giovanni Sanders, who is fighting to make the team up at Dixie State in St. George, Utah. So we'll see if Gio can make an impact immediately as a freshman up there. But this team from last year had 7. I think it's 7, but I'm almost positive it might even be 8. 8 players from the Mesa team from 2017 that for CIF Division 4 were all CIF.
Very impressive, and we're seeing this more and more with Mesa across all sports. They're getting tons of athletes that are going to play at the collegiate level, and just it's a 10-year anniversary. As we get to the 20 year and the 30 year and the 40 year, we're going to see countless amounts of athletes. The pro or the collegiate signing days are going to start turning into whole ceremonies for
Absolutely.
tens of kids.
Right. And then, you look at how well Jackson's done tonight as a freshman, and you can't necessarily tie one to the other because obviously the seniors go out and the freshmen come in. But as a kid growing up in this valley, if you have a choice to go be fifth in line at Vista Murrieta, fifth in line at Murrieta Valley, but you can come to Mesa and be a starter as a freshman. I'm sorry, but that's kind of a no-brainer that you get a chance to play. They have a winning program, so the coach is obviously involved in the growth and the development of the kids and helping them be better. And it's that momentum that allows that momentum to keep running year after year. Kind of the old adage, trying to think of how it goes. We don't reload, or we don't rebuild, we reload. It allows you to have those kind of things happen. Obviously, this team is very young, very senior heavy on the defensive side of the ball. As Garcia punts the ball down into the near corner, the ball takes a bounce, trundles into the end zone for the touchback. Mesa will take over, first and 10 from their own 20-yard line with 1:18 left in the third quarter. Cochran checking back in at quarterback for the Rams. So Ayala's quick night as Cochran hits Andrew Morris on the slant, and he was fingernails away from breaking that one.
Very nice combination. A quick slant, emphasis on the quick. Rifled that one in there.
And the cut.
Caught his receiver on the run, and he was flying.
Pass out to January, breaks a tackle, and he cuts. He's got two men to beat. Will he do it? Mario Minor finally pushes him out of bounds. Correction, that was Marshall Murphy who ran him down from the far corner position. Was able to track him down, but not after a big gain of 40 yards. Puts the ball at the 19-yard line, and Mesa is in business.
It's as simple as this. Antonio January is listed as a wide receiver, but simply he's a playmaker. We've seen him make plays all over the field on special teams, on offense. He's a playmaker. It's simple as that.
As we get a little extracurricular activity between the biggins on the line there. Jackson with a run, gain of 3, brings up second down and 7. Jackson with the ball carry again, cuts back into the middle and gets another 2 or 3 yards on the process. Down inside the 15-yard line to the 14, and that'll bring up third down and 4 for the Mesa Rams. And official timeout on the field for an injured Eagle. So in case you missed it early, these two teams were in Division 4. Etiwanda played Downey in the first round of the CIF and lost to that game, and Downey went on to make the championship game against Cajon, who Mesa lost to in the semis. I was at the game at Cajon, and All I can say is the Cajon Cowboys were a very impressive high school football team. Maybe a very good Division II college team. They had 2 receivers that were 6'5" and could fly. And were just too much for our Rams to handle last year. But all in all, an impressive run in 2017 as we have reached the 4th quarter here tonight at Ram Stadium. The score after 3 quarters of play, Etiwanda Eagles 31, Mesa Rams 13 as we head to the 4th. So Mesa sets up 3rd and 5 as we start the 4th quarter of action. Cochran set in the shotgun position, flanked to the left by number 28, Desmond Jackson. Thompson flanked to the left, out on the edge. Pass goes to Desmond Jackson. And is good for enough yards for the first down as Mesa drives the ball inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal from the 9.
Mesa needs some points here. They need to put points on the board. Pull it back. 2-possession game early in the 4th quarter. Still a chance to come back. January
with the carry. Gets roughed up a little bit as he cuts back in. Actually, I stand corrected. That was Antonio January with the carry. Takes the ball down to about the 6-yard line.
Jacob Smith, the 6'3", 280-pound nose tackle for the Eagles, makes the tackle. An absolute clog in the middle of the defensive line for the Eagles.
He does make a difficult hole to move.
Yep. Great defense by Adigwu there. Very tall defensive lineman was able to get back to Cochran and put his hands up and get his long arms out there and block that pass. That was headed for Thompson over in the corner of the end zone. He was running an out route, and it looked like he was going to be open. If the pass was on time, it would have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
So a touchdown-saving deflection for Elton.
Adigwu goes 6'4", 197 for a defense. Not necessarily the weight you want, but definitely the length. Cochran with the keeper. Drives down to the goal line, but is stopped just short, literally inches away. And that'll bring up 4th down and 1 as the
jumbo lineup
comes in. Or as coaches like to call, heavy. 4th and goal Rams from inside the 1-yard line. We'll call it about the length of a football.
Cochran getting the play call.
Cochran settles
this is such a huge down.
Under
important
center.
to get this right.
Power I formation. And official timeout called by the coach from Etiwanda. Kevin Davis with the timeout. Set the defense with 10 minutes, 22 seconds left in the contest tonight.
Game-changing play coming up. Etiwanda stops them. And they are in good shape to win this game, walk away with the victory. If Mesa scores, gives them some life. This game isn't even close to being over.
Yep, I agree. But you got to give Etiwanda some credit. I mean, obviously, in week 1, they put up 34 points against Summit, shut them out. They've put up 31 points through 3 quarters in a few minutes tonight. if I'm Coach Davis, I'm really happy about how the team is shaping up
Yeah.
as we head into a few more preseason games and then
Yep.
eventually into conference
After
play.
a 3-8 year last year,
Yep.
coming out, starting hot, getting a big shutout win against Summit, and looking good so far in this game. It's a good start for the Etiwanda Eagles so far in the 2018 season.
Keon Bars lines up as the fullback. As looks like Etiwanda has stopped Mesa and Desmond Jackson from getting into the end zone. Correction, that was Antonio January, the ball carrier. And the Eagles' Stonewall defense has held as Mesa turns the ball over on downs at the 1 yard line. This is where we need a safety to get the 2 points back that we missed, or the 1 point back that we missed plus 1, to get us to 15, and then we get the punt, the free kick, and take that in and score, and then we're right back in this game. But I'm anticipating we're going to see a steady diet of either Miles or Hillstock, although we haven't seen Hillstock in the second half. Pressure put on Patterson, throws complete to Malachi Williams out across the 10-yard line.
Huge
Right
play
at the
there by
14.
Etiwanda, backed up in your own end zone. The Rams got some pressure back there. They just couldn't get to Patterson in time. He was able to elude them and gets the first down and gets him some breathing room.
Keon Bars almost had him. He was probably another step or so away from getting to him. But the elusive sophomore Patterson was able to elude him and then complete the pass to Williams. Hillstock back in the ball game, and he breaks one off. Play started to go to the left, but he broke it back to the right, and he gets out across the 30-yard line to about the 32, and that is good for another Etiwanda first down. And 2 plays in, Etiwanda's already across the 30-yard line after being backed up against their own goalpost at the 1. Hillstock again the carry. Mesa defense rises to the occasion and stuffs that play before it can get started. Eric Reyna in on the tackle. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles from Etiwanda. Hillstock in the backfield. Bitterman flanked out to the right, flanked by Malachi Williams in the slot. Patterson sets in the shotgun, hands the ball to Tyree Miles, who checked in, who takes it off the right side and drives ahead for 4 or so yards on the play. Ethan Minder on the tackle. And I'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Eagles. Patterson hands the ball off. Miles gets the carry, carries the ball across the 45-yard line out close to midfield. And that play will be good for another Etiwanda Eagles first down at the 48-yard line. And they're just looking to assert themselves, play a little keep away, and run the clock, run the running backs, whether it be Hillstock or Miles, and take whatever comes from there. Miles to carry again, and he breaks one. Gain of 27 on the play. Takes the ball down to the 25-yard line. The first down for Etiwanda. Tell you one thing, with Hillstock and Miles as your 1-2 punch, who needs a jab?
Exactly.
Pressure, screen pass, 2 Miles out of the backfield. Patterson under a lot of pressure. Elected to take the check down to the running back out of the backfield and Tyree Miles. No gain on the play. Brings up second down and 10 from the Mesa 26-yard line. Stacked receivers to the left in Bitterman and Williams. Call goes to Miles up the middle, and he will score. Untouched. 26-yard run by Tyree Miles. Might just be the nail in the coffin for the Mesa Rams.
Beautiful run by Miles. It was only a matter of time. He had so many runs this drive where it looked like he was just one tackle away from breaking it loose, and that one he did.
It's almost like a semi-draw because they held him for a second, and then he had a lane that you could probably drive a semi through for the score. Garcia coming in for the extra point. Hold by 18, Brandon Patterson, the quarterback. Garcia's kick is through the uprights and good with 6 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the ball game. Etiwanda now leads 38 to Mesa's 13. Well, we've had some flashes of brilliance tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I think this will be our next opportunity to have a good return. We didn't do anything silly and commit any penalties, so they're not kicking off from our side of the field this time. But
now that this game is all but out of hand a little bit, this is a perfect time for Mesa to just work on some things, work on the offense, work on some special teams. The coach can experiment with some different lineups, some different play calling. This is learning time.
Absolutely.
Learning,
it's all about getting better
yep,
for the next one.
Yep, learning time for the future. And as we know, league games are the most important.
Absolutely.
These are still considered preseason.
Little pooch kick down to about the 25-yard line. Virgil Martin with the return. Out to the 28-yard line where Mesa will, the 33-yard line where Mesa will take over 1st and 10. Cochran checking in at quarterback. Two running backs flank him. One to the left, one to the right. 2 receivers to the right. Cochran's pass tipped and almost intercepted, intended for Rayshawn Burleson.
That's the second throw that's gone right through the hands of Marshall Murphy.
Yes, it is.
He should have 2 interceptions and maybe 2 pick sixes.
And he has 0 and none.
So sure he's going to want those ones back.
Yeah, no, when he gets into the film room tomorrow or on Monday, his teammates are going to give him a little bit of, maybe have some glue waiting for him or something. Desmond Jackson on the carry. Fumble on the plate, recovered by Etiwanda. That's not what we needed tonight.
Those are those freshman mistakes that you cannot make. You got to hold on to the football. You got it. Ball security is job security.
Yes, it is. So Etiwanda gets the ball at the 37-yard line. with 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Especially in the fourth quarter, it's been a steady diet of either Tyree Miles or Jacob Hillstock for Etiwanda. And it looks like we've got a new face in the backfield.
Number 7, Keon Mars. Jail stop. Seymour Trader on here.
Patterson to throw. Penalty marker on the play. Pass is incomplete on the far side of the field, and a second foul penalty marker comes in. We could have offsetting penalties here. Penalties do offset, and we will replay second down.
Penalty on both sides. Offset.
And it was 26 that had checked into the ball game. Jerry Brown at running back for Etiwanda.
Referee's still trying to figure something out, and this is we got to remember, this is the first game for the Mesa Rams. It is also the first game for the referees.
Yes, it is. People forget that they're people too. Yep. And just like you can have a running back that gets into a rhythm and cut and make moves and be successful, referees have moments where they slump too. So Jerry Brown with the carry. Gain of, we'll call it 2, brings up third down and 5 for Etiwanda. Patterson calling the signals from the shotgun. Drops back. 2-step, 3-step, goes long. He's got him in. Jump ball. Caught for the touchdown.
Derek Benjamin. Talk about Sports Center top 10 plays. That was a beautiful touchdown. What a catch.
Caught Mesa in a zone defense, cover 2. Safety couldn't get over in time, and the corner was beat. So he just dropped it right in the soft spot of the zone. And a penalty marker on the play well after, right at the 25-yard line. I'm guessing a little unsportsmanlike conduct.
Maybe a little sideline warning. Yeah. Yep, the 25-yard line rule players on the bench are not allowed to go past the 25-yard line, obviously, unless they're checking in the game. And those players were not checking in the game.
Exactly. So it looks like that penalty will be assessed on the kickoff as Garcia sets up for yet another extra point try. Extra point is up and good with 4 minutes, 36 seconds remaining in the ball game. Etiwanda now has the game pretty much in hand at 45 to Mesa's 13.
All right,
Antonio January back deep to receive this kickoff from Garcia. Etiwanda players being a little bit antagonistic, maybe the best word, with their hand motions as they came across from their sideline towards ours. They definitely have their swag on. They're 45-13 with 4 minutes remaining in the game. But I think you and I are of the same opinion. Show some class. Act like you've been here before. Like this is just, we were supposed to do this. Little pooch kick, taking it to 50.
Crossing the field with some speed.
Brought down by Mario Minor. Decent return. Gain of about 7 on the return. He ran more north or east and west than he did north and south. Mm-hmm. Checking back in at quarterback is number 11, Jose Ayala. Ayala set the throw. He cuts it and run. Takes on a linebacker. Takes on half the defense.
I was talking about it with you last week. Mesa's having quarterback competitions. You got 3 or 4 guys dueling, and they all have their own strengths. Some guys are good at throwing the ball. Some guys are smart and able to go through their reads. Ayala's just an athlete. He drops back in the pocket, and he knows he can run the ball, as we're seeing again here. He's going to break a tackle. He's taking it home. But that is definitely one of Ayala's strengths, is his athleticism. He's able to run the ball. He drops back, looks at his first option. It's not there, and he knows he can make a play, so he's going to take off.
He put a good move on the free safety on that run. Gained 27 yards on the play, puts the ball at we'll call it the 13-yard line. First down, Mesa Rams. Ayala rolls to his left, looks to throw, and hooks it out of the back of the end zone, out of harm's way. And that'll bring up second down and 10 for the Rams. You like to see plays like that from young quarterbacks that don't panic when the play breaks down and you guys have covered. Rather than forcing something in, you want to just enjoy the fact that he's got the wisdom enough to make the adjustment. As Desmond Jackson takes the ball down to the 1. We've been here before.
Yep, great play by Desmond Jackson. A little shifty there. Jukes past the 1 defender and takes it all the way down inside the 5.
Play is good for a first down. It'll be first and goal. Mesa from the 2. Come on, boys, put it in. Ayala keeps it, and he will score. There is no quit in this team, as even though they're down by a bunch, they are still fighting. And you love to see that even out of a backup kind of situation with Ayala in the game.
Nice drive by Mesa. They calm down. It's late in the game. It's a learning experience. Forget about the score. Let's just go out there and put together a good drive, and that's exactly what they did there. A lot of Jose Ayala athleticism was showcased on that drive.
Absolutely. Extra point is up, and it is good. So with 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the ballgame, Mesa does make it a little closer, as Etiwanda's now lead is cut to 25 at 45-20. I was never really good at math, even basic math. Onside kick? Yes, no. Or at least attempt it.
They may see it.
If you're Etiwanda, you almost have to be expecting an onside kick. They do have all their hands guys. You have Hillstock. You got all the receivers. Williams.
Yep, they are
Williams, Dillard. And their safeties. Devontae Dillard's in there. Jerome Wilson Jr., who we really haven't talked about much tonight. He's their stud on defense from the safety position, who's got D1 offers from Pac-10 school or Pac-12 schools, Utah and Washington State. So, I mean, we've done a good job of staying away from him, but we really haven't called his name at all tonight, except for just now.
Yeah, definitely the leader of that Etiwanda defense. He's done a good job keeping the passing game at bay for Mesa.
And it's always nice to have a 6'2" safety
sitting back there.
Sitting
Yeah,
back
that's
there.
gotta be nice.
Just waiting for kind of a Steve Atwater mentality, so waiting for someone to light him up. Mesa was offsides for the third time tonight on the kickoff. We will tee it up and do it again. And they will drive it down into the corner. And, it takes a friendly bounce.
He's got some space.
Andrew Morris on the return and almost was able to break the final tackle and take it the distance. Little extracurricular fun.
Yep, they're having a good time.
And the referees let them know that that will be the end of that.
A lot of laundry on the field there.
At this time, we'd just like to take a moment and acknowledge some of our sponsors of the Mesa program. Obviously, Adidas is the official apparel supplier of everything athletically for Murrieta Mesa. It's always nice to have a company like Adidas on board. Also, Epic Wings and Things, kind of the pregame spot. If you go to Mesa, that's where you go for your pregame meal. Cashin Law Firm and Cochran Realty are just super generous sponsors of the Mesa football program. We want to thank them. And then we have our banners down here in front. We got Madison Square Dentistry, Top Notch Auto, Murrieta Orthodontics, Joshua Toby Studios, Watermark, The Mill Restaurant. If you have not eaten at The Mill, you are missing out. Big O Tires, the Man Cave Transmission and Auto Repair, and Home and Auto Insurance, all sponsors of this year's Mesa Rams football program. On behalf of Mesa Athletics, we want to thank you for your sponsorship. If you are looking to be a sponsor, please check in with John Broussard or Coach Turner at any point during the week, or you can go to the Mesa Rams homepage. That's MurrietaMesaAthletics.com, and click on the sponsor button on the far right-hand side at the top bar, and you could also be a sponsor. Jerry Brown, the ball carrier, with a penalty marker on the play. I couldn't tell if that was a holding penalty or a different penalty. Either way,
I think it was a crackback block coming back on the play.
I was going to say,
tends to happen on reverses like that.
I was going to say, if it goes the extra 5 yards, we know it was that. So, few new hand signals from the referees this year that I have not seen. But it'll be first down and a country mile. We'll call it 30. We'll call it 27 yards.
Our new quarterback in for Etiwanda, Nick Rivas Jr. Up by 25, giving some of the backups looks.
Absolutely. And it gives you a chance to have some of your younger players get a little varsity experience. Players that may not normally see the field, and be able to adjust to the speed and the strength and the power that the varsity level brings to a football kid. Jerry Brown with another carry between the tackles. Tackled on the play by number 65, Michael Bannister. Rams defense getting a little facelift with some of the players that are checking in as well. Bannister's only a junior, but he's 6'6" and 235, so little hope for our defensive line. Jerry Brown with another carry as we hit the 1 minute remaining in the contest. Fans, be sure to check in with us next Friday night as the Mesa Rams will head up to Corona High School to take on the Panthers of Corona High. Kickoff is at 7. And if you have a lower level player, JV will be here on Thursday. Kickoff at 3:15 or 4, I believe. As the clock runs down to 18.8 seconds before Etiwanda calls their final timeout. Well, JP, what are your thoughts on tonight's contest?
I think there's a lot of positives to point out for Mesa. Cochran has been very confident in the pocket. He's looked poised, and he's starting to separate himself as the starting quarterback. We'll see how practice goes this week, but he showed a lot of confidence out there.
And he really didn't throw the ball that poorly. It was just a few drops. And, just in all fairness, some really good defense by Etiwanda. It seems like almost every throw he made was right where he needed it or wanted it to be. Either the drop or the defensive effort by Etiwanda was what caused it to be incomplete.
Yep. And I think we're seeing the coaches talking right now.
This may be one of those 10-second runoff kind of situations.
Yeah. I think it might be the referee addressing them about some extracurricular activities that are going on. There's a lot of pushing and shoving out there after the plays.
It has been a little chippy.
And the coaches need to give a talking to their
5
players.
Minutes of the game.
Yep.
Well, it was very evident that Etiwanda, when they came out for the kickoff after the most recent touchdown that initially put them up 45-13, that they were doing what you and I would consider a little taunting, a little showboating a little bit, as they made their way across from the far side of the field towards the Mesa side of the field. Little swag, little poking fun, little teardrops kind of thing, like who's crying now, guys. I think the officials are going to call this game with 18 seconds left. Both teams are kind of meandering around the 50-yard line.
Yeah. This is really quite a scene.
It's a relatively unexpected ending to what has been a relatively good game as teams exchange pleasantries. Yeah. With your final score, the Etiwanda Eagles 45, your Murrieta Mesa Rams 20. Etiwanda moves to 2-0 on the season. I do not have their schedule in front of me, but I believe they are at home next week against another non-conference team. Mesa will be on the road and take on the Panthers from Corona High School. Kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. JP and I will be on a smidge before 7. Please feel free to join us. Again, the website is MurrietaMesaAthletics.com.
This is very unusual. I think they are going to continue playing.
I have never seen both
But
teams
both
on the
teams
same,
on the
same
same
sideline.
sideline.
That's crazy.
This is
Take a knee, get out of here. Well, there'll be a party on the bus going back to Etiwanda. If you're not familiar, Etiwanda's kind of up by Rancho Cucamonga, a little east of Rancho. But this is taking forever to run the last 18.8 seconds off of the clock. Well, we definitely have some work to do. Things to build off of. Special teams played well in the second half. Obviously, we didn't quit, which is always a good sign from a football program, that the coach doesn't let them feel that defeat till it's actually a defeat. And everybody's hugging again. And a little bit of fun by everybody.
I think I know
green,
what's
red, and white.
Toby Kendra, one of the special members of the team, is taking the ball down to score a touchdown. This is great sportsmanship shown by both
Toby,
sides.
now we know why everyone was at
Yeah.
the touchdown Mesa. Toby Kendra with the fumble recovery. Even the cheerleaders from Etiwanda are coming across the field to congratulate Toby on the touchdown.
What an
For
awesome
those
way
of
to
you who
finish
don't
the
know,
game.
Toby is one of our special needs kids that plays on our Mesa team. He is one of the biggest hearted kids, and he actually caught me with my mouth open as the fireworks go off. And again, the celebration of our 10-year anniversary right here at Mesa High School. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure bringing you tonight's contest. Once again, the Etiwanda Eagles fly into Murrieta and take a 45-26 victory over the Murrieta Mesa Rams. A little bit of class shown by Etiwanda and helping everybody celebrate Toby's touchdown. As apparently they're all diving at the 20-yard line thinking it's a swimming pool. But in all fairness, a great game by both teams tonight. For my partner, J.P. Sarr, I'm Mark Clinton. Good night from Murrieta Mesa High School. We'll see you back next week from Corona High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for coming out tonight. Happy 10-year anniversary. We'll see you next Friday. Go Mesa.
Yeah.